Okay, so here's the deal. I released a video before investigating the origins of a triggered SJW. There isn't actually a name for the other one that I covered, but you know, look at triggered SJW. It'd be one of those ones. It's on my YouTube channel. Now, I thought what would be interesting is we'll continue this as a series. Okay, so across the course of the next few months, every so often I'll dip in to some old SJW lore, and we'll find out the truth. Okay, we'll find out the truth behind the triggered SJW meme. So in this case, we're going to be going ahead and looking at this person here, who is known as Big Red. That's the sort of meme name that she's been assigned. But her actual name is Chanty Binks. Okay? And apparently, I mean, look, I don't know a huge amount about her. It's not really about laying on the full history of her and the details. My intent is simply to watch the original video, react to it, give my takes, give my perspectives, and we will find out if they are worthy of the triggered SJW name or reputation. Okay, so here's the original video. There's Chanty, there's Big Red there, and the title is MRAs and Feminists Arguing at the U of T MRA event. So it's like an MRA event. Okay, so let's see what happens.
MRAs should be, if you shut the fuck up and let me read my list, there's the fucking proof.
So I obviously can't like.
So, number one, shut the fuck up for a second. Feminists do not want you to lose custody of your children. The assumption that women are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy. Feminists.
Okay, so listen. Straight away, okay? Straight away, I just want to point something out here, okay? If this was a man, okay, and they were speaking in the same way as she was, the same tone, the same, you know, body language, and all that stuff, okay? And they weren't talking about this stuff that she's talking about. They were talking about like a right-wing thing. They were talking about like some right-wing stuff. But it was the same kind of tone, the same body language and all that stuff. Do you think that she would have got like the level of memery that she has? Just a little thought experiment for you, okay? Because what I would personally assert is that if this was a man speaking about right-wing things, but had the same tone, the same style, telling people to shut the fuck up and things like that, then I would personally say that I don't think she would have got quite the level of attention and whatnot that she did. Do you see what I mean? That's kind of my perspective on it. And, you know, I don't want to get into the SJW memes too much, but I do think that there's a certain degree of misogyny here in that women are expected to kind of act in a certain way, right? And because she's breaking that mold, exactly my point. If it was a man, they'd be considered assertive if they were behaving like this, you know? But there's an expectation that women have got to behave in a certain way, and obviously she's breaking out of that. Now, is she being rude? Is she being abrasive? Yeah, sure. But lots of people are rude and abrasive, and they don't end up as memes, right?
Do not like commercials in which bumbling dads mess up the laundry and competent wives have to bustle in and fix it. The assumption that women...
But the thing is, as well, if you actually listen to what she's saying, I mean, she's saying it in a bit of a memey way. Oh, yeah, you know, oh, it's patriarchy. But what she's saying is correct. The idea that women are better caregivers than men. The idea of the bumbling man who can't do the laundry and the woman's got to come in and fix it. Those are things that, like, back up these stereotypes that exist. Do you know what I mean? They back up the stereotypes that exist. So, yeah. If this is a man spouting righty stuff, there's a non-zero chance it'd end up with another Ben Shapiro type figure. Yeah, exactly. I mean, sure, you know, like I say, is she being abrasive and stuff? Sure, you know, I don't deny that. But the content of what she's saying, if you actually listen to it, is actually fairly true. And what she's trying to point out, in a very abrasive way, is that these men's rights activists and her agree on a lot of the points that are being made. You know?
We're working on it, and you guys are trying to dismantle it. But if it fucking listen,
I don't believe they do.
the MRA
Then why are you part of the organization?
saying that we're trying to take away their rights. How are we trying to take away their rights?
Why?
Can you shut the fuck up for a second too? Well, I can
he
read
just
my
listed
fucking list,
how they
so you
are
guys
for.
can actually answer those questions.
Does someone have the yellow flyer with that actual quote so we
Now,
can
are
both
these
have it in front
comments
of us?
on a website, or are
great,
these like
great.
policies
This
on a
is
website?
a list of the things that we're working towards. Now, if you would shut the fuck up for the 50th billionth time,
We agree on
these are things that we're agreeing on, and these are things that you've actually all got skewed fucking
Okay.
views on. You
I'll be honest, okay? I'm going to come out and say it. Big Red needs to work on the rhetoric a little bit, okay? The rhetoric, the way she's delivering this isn't great, okay? Listen, we agree. You shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up and let me tell you how we agree on this. I mean, look, it's not a massive thing, but I just think it's funny. The idea that I'm just telling people to shut the fuck up. You agree with me? Yeah, maybe I am tone policing a bit, but it's a difficult situation, right? Like, you know, she's obviously in a live setting. Oh, hey Edith, how's it going? She literally explained how feminists are helping men's issues, but I don't think the reason she got hate was because she laughed at some point. But you know, my point still stands that if this was a fella, it would have gone very differently, you know.
that feminists are trying to take away your fucking rights, but as a matter of fact, what we're trying to do is we're actually trying to work on the same things that you're working on, but except the fact that you're just too busy hating women. You can't fucking see that we're trying to actually work on those same situations.
Some sort of citation where we actually state that we hate
I think.
Or are you conflating feminism, which is an ideology, with women?
So is MRA, but whatever, that's fine. Okay,
So you admit you're hate group against feminists. You're still a hate
An
group.
ideology, please. Yes. I also hate a lot of other isms.
So you admit though.
Racism, sexism,
Oh, bullshit.
fascism.
You hate sexism, but you're an MRA. Okay, no, point taken. We win.
Wait, hang on. Feminism and racism aren't like comparable things, right? Like, just because something is an ism, like that's not a value sort of thing on whether it's good or bad. This dude's a bit. I mean, look. True though, I think feminists and men's rights talk over each other and are being dogmatic. I mean, look, this is old. Like, times have moved on a little bit from this, you know. Oh yeah, sorry, that's a good point. That's a really good point that you've raised there. I can't see names, it's just numbers and some letters. She's literally explaining how feminists are helping men's issues, but I think the reason she got hate was because she laughed at some point. Okay. I think like we're not seeing the full context of the clip. Like what's happened in the moments before this clip. Why is she so frustrated, you know? I don't know. Right wingers often bemoan isms, but then they engage in some isms, right? Hello, my name is Edith. I'm 87 years old and I'm from Canada. Regards to you as well, Edith, okay? All the best.
Somebody doesn't want to hear what we're actually here for, so you just want to
You're not actually working on anything. You're just creating hatred towards feminists. You don't actually work on anything.
You're actually
not creating any change in the fucking world.
Just actually shut the fuck
Your
up.
website, your fucking website's a hate website against feminists. You're not actually creating any change. You're not working towards anything. You're just talking about how much you hate us for no reason.
Feminists do not want you to have to make alimony payments. Alimony is set up to combat the fact that women have been historically expected to prioritize domestic duties over professional goals, thus minimizing their earning potential as their traditional marriages end. The assumption... I'm reading, fuckface.
Fucking up. But this kind of, look, this kind of like this kind of energy and fury, like this, like I think it's a bit misdirected at these MRA people. Like they're just not really anything. But this kind of fury and this kind of anger, like that's what you need in real life organizing. You know, you need to be a little bit insufferable to get what you want. You know, imagine this kind of energy directed at a landlord or a CEO or like a politician even. Like Jesus, that's incredible. And I think that's the thing is, I get the impression from what the little I've seen, and we're not going to go into it all, but like I get the impression that she is like a long-standing activist, you know, and yeah, this is the energy that you need. You know, if you just sort of go up to sort of like, you know, someone and be like, oh, I don't agree. I think, you know, I think you need to do it differently. Blah blah blah. You know. You need to go up and be in their face and tell them what's up and show them that you're strong and powerful to challenge them in that way, you know? So, yeah. The June trailer. I don't know about that, but yeah, I'll check it out.
I'm trying to I'm letting everybody else hear it, okay? It's not just for you, Mr. Entitled. The assumption that wives should make babies instead of money is part of the patriarchy.
That's right.
Feminists.
Something that you've actually heard.
Derailing for dummies. The author, people, everybody here. Where's the author? Derailing for dummies. What? Derailing for dummies. Because he doesn't like to actually stay on point, he likes to derail. Okay, that's fine.
You made a statement. I said, where's it on our website? I asked you made a statement. I asked
Let me
This
take
is
my
what we're talking about. In general, like, I'm not tired of dogs that need to be trained, that need to put on a leash.
Well, if she states it's not.
We don't accept this. You know what?
I don't give a shit if that's actually
emasculated
listed
you, but it's not women's fault. It's not feminist fault.
Why are you making the allegation?
Borrow phrase. You just
Were
use
you
the
there
purpose
at
of
the...
So, and this is the message.
This person's a bit more chill. But, I don't know. It sounds like the MRAs have never heard of a Tradcon pundit before. I think the other thing as well for me is like, this is kind of like I don't know the full context. How assertiveness is perceived by different genders is well presented with the Karen meme. Karen can be used appropriately, but it's often just used as women who have strong opinions on something. I actually agree with you on that. I think that when people say the Karen thing is sexist, like, I don't necessarily agree with that. But I definitely think it can be used in a sexist way, right? Because I've seen videos where there's a woman protesting police, and the right-wingers have filmed it and called them a Karen. But it's like they're actually engaging in like police protesting. Do you see what I mean? But yeah, we don't know the full context of this. But like, this is a little bit like, it makes me think of like civility politics. You know, like, because she's not presenting it in the prim and proper way, that's perceived to be bad. Whilst these men, who, to be honest, like, I don't know, maybe they're not listening to her, maybe they're not taking what she, I don't know the full context, but they're just acting very cool, calm and collected, and they come off looking really good, right?
That we have gotten from MRAs. So if that's the message that you actually have gotten from feminists, that we expect you to pay alimony or that we expect you to lose custody of your children, then listen the fuck up and understand what we're actually about. Because it's not what those things are.
I'm just kind of curious then. Obviously, there are some commonalities.
This is what I'm trying to say. We're bigger allies than we are the bane of your fucking existence.
Just your white males in this world, yes, but...
If we're able to agree that there are certain commonalities, obviously there are differences, but if we focus on the commonalities, would it not be more productive?
This is what I'm trying to accomplish by reaching out this fucking place. But
Men's rights don't actually care what these issues.
That's the problem.
They care, they become feminists. They don't
That's the
care,
problem. They're too busy hating women feminists to actually get any of their fucking shit done. They're too busy whining and crying and being a fucking victim of this so-called oppression rather than actually working to get something done. If they want it, if they care about the issues they say that they do, then we should be their biggest fucking allies. So, case in point, let me finish my list. So if there's anything that rings any bells, Mr. Eagle, okay, then maybe...
I really like her energy. Like, I know that she's the big red and all. I think she's funny. I think she's funny. Like, I'm supportively laughing at her because I'm like, damn, she doesn't take any shit. Every term that comes up with a specific meaning to refer gets misused all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I think that people. I wonder what she's doing now. I don't know. But yeah, I genuinely think that like she's kind of getting a bad run of it, really. Because like I say, if this was a fella doing this, if this was a politician with this energy, maybe not a politician because he's like telling people to shut the fuck up. But yeah, I don't know. That MRAs in India cringe enough. Damn.
Want to listen and understand what we're actually about, okay? Feminists do not want anybody to be raped in prison. Permissiveness and jokes about prison rape are part of rape culture. Rape culture is part of patriarchy. Feminists do not want anyone to be falsely accused of rape. False rape accusations discredit rape victims, which reinforces rape culture, which is part of patriarchy. Feminists do not want to be lonely. We do not hate nice guys. The idea of certain people are inherently more valuable than other people because of superficial physical attributes is part of patriarchy. I don't know if you're noticing a theme. Patriarchy.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah, she's okay. They do have to put things out of proportion. Look, I think the thing is, right, what feminists like this call patriarchy is what leftists talk about, like with systems and systemic issues, right? They frown upon passion because South Park told them that caring about things is uncool. They're calm and collected because they're white or heterosexual men and therefore have no skin in the game. Yeah. Well, Trump is condescending and talks over people all the time, and he's seen as a cool guy by the people who like him. Yeah. That's a good point. Look at, Donald Trump's a great example of this, Now, whilst he won't tell someone to shut the fuck up, the way that he behaves, But yeah, it's yeah. Like my assessment so far is that Big Red has got a rough ride in all this. I think the kind of saying she's a triggered SJW. I'm not sure I really agree with that. And I think that the points that she's making, when you actually listen to what she's saying, are actually pretty reasonable. And in fact, it agrees. It's true that it agrees with what the MRAs are saying about alimony payments, about women perceived as being the best caregivers, and all this stuff. And I think her frustration comes out of the fact that, like, if these MRAs kind of understood that they hold the same position as these feminists, then it would be a lot more straightforward to deal with it, right? Like, they could actually work together on these issues rather than be at odds with each other. So yeah.
Although feminists do not want you to have to. We want the opportunity to achieve financial success.
In your head that you have issues. Who gives you the right and power to define what rape is? No, it's not a true reality. You have to define what a true reality is.
You go to prison, let me know.
Sometimes people use the word rape inappropriately. No,
Only rape jokes.
So nobody uses the word rape inappropriately.
No.
Ever?
It depends if they say it. I'll tell you what it depends on. If a man forces himself, like there's no making yes, she is. If she doesn't object, doesn't scream and yell and have blood under her fingernails, said it wasn't rape.
What if people have sex consensually? Both agree. It's not consensually when there's maybe.
If someone said rape later, that was rape because they didn't consent to it. They weren't consenting.
But you're intoxicated. They don't like that. That's rape to you.
What if people have sex consensually? Two people have sex.
No, but definition of consent is different than
allow me to finish downtown the men's rights? Or just
This is all very confusing. I'm not even interested in this bit. I want to go back to Big Red. This isn't relevant to me. Let's get back to Big Red. Okay, Big Red's coming back into it now. Get ready, everyone.
I'm not talking about a person who's been forcibly raped or drugged and raped. I'm talking about people who have sex.
If you really care about those issues as passionately as you say you should be thanking feminists because feminism is a social movement actively dedicated to stand for every single one.
I don't care about the look. I'm sorry, but I'm here for Big Red. I can't hear Big Red. Is this just the rest of the video? Is that it? What happens to Big Red? I'm here for Big Red.
That was a mistake. That was the point. That was a mistake. It's not rape.
Essentially, is a theory.
What if one person says,
I don't even. This is. Yeah, I don't know. There we go.
that's exactly my argument.
Your definition of rape is different than ours.
No, but you are arguing that is my argument. You and I
Okay, what's your point here? So what's your point that
you said that's not rape.
Wait.
But if someone regrets,
Okay, I think that's it for Big Red. I don't think that. I think is that literally it. Then there's these other people chipping in. I don't know. Jordan Peterson versus Big Red. I don't normally skip through a video, but I mean, I'm not here to look at these. You know, I'm sure these people have got some good points, but I'm here for Big Red.
Victimized.
well, I'm not obsessed with
Exactly. Writing about false rape claims.
I'm not doing anything for
What?
actual
Can
rape.
we quote this?
Well, no,
What are you doing for actual rape victims?
I'm promoting feminism.
But I don't think that's a legitimate answer.
is it not?
No, I don't think it is. This whole discussion about
I did.
this whole section about sexual rape.
Got a little bit at the end as well. What was she saying at the end there?
This whole discussion about
I did.
this whole section.
There she is. Okay. Sorry, I just look. I'm here for Big Red. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm all about the Big Red memes. When did this happen? 2013, I believe. Why is your camera so zoomed in on their faces? It's not my camera. I'm watching a video, Edith. Okay. I'm watching a video. I'm watching a video. It's not my camera. Okay. Makes sense. They're so emotional as they actually care for issues. Yeah. Well, it's true what Dr. Butler said. Like sincerity. Like sincerity is considered to be cringe, right? Like if you're sincere about something and if you really believe in something, it's considered to be kind of cringeworthy. Whereas cool detached irony is considered to be the best way to go about things. I think the internet has played a large part in it as well, you know. We're kind of socialised to go along those lines. Why was she called Big Red? She's not that big. Fat shaming must happen if it's all possible, I guess. I don't know. I think just like a big character, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, listen. Sorry, we ended up watching a few irrelevant things. Did all of the SJW stuff and also the anti-SJW stuff. Canada and Toronto. I'm good, thanks, Doom Studios. I hope you're good too. But yeah, the point I made. The point I made at the start of the video, I guess I would kind of refer back to, which is very simply that, like, whilst obviously she's reacting in a very provocative and frustrated and angry way, I think to me it's pretty clear that, like, if it was a dude making, well, I think the problem is if it's a dude making the same arguments, they'd call them like a cucked soy boy, you know. But if it was a rightoid making the opposite arguments or something, I don't know what the opposite arguments would be from a rightoid, but if there was someone that had that passion and that energy, you know, they probably be like a right-wing commentator by now. They'd have gone on PragerU. Big Red versus Dario versus LSP, yeah, maybe. But yeah. So my assessment is obviously acting provocatively. I think that, like, in that situation, perhaps it might have been more fruitful to come with a bit less of the fury and the energy. But even with that being said, I do think that she was, you know, she becomes the face of feminism, of the triggered SJWs for so long. That seems somewhat unfair to me. I don't think that's really justified. So yeah, that's my take on it, really. So there we go. Another video in the Triggered SJW series. The shallow dive, okay? The shallow dive into the truth behind the Triggered SJWs continues. We'll look at another one next time.